Now, political turmoil is deepening in Nepal as the calls for resignation of Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is growing. This comes amid the internal dissent within Oli's Communist Party. The Prime Minister met President of Nepal today and is currently holding a cabinet meeting in the capital, Kathmandu. The crisis saw peak on Wednesday when 30 out of 44 members of the Standing Committee of Nepal Communist Party sought the resignation of the Prime Minister Oli. The members also want Oli to step down as party's president. Earlier, the Nepal Prime Minister claimed that India is plotting against his government and wants to overthrow him as the Prime Minister of Nepal. However, India has denied any of these charges, and even the members who ideally were supporting the Prime Minister now asking for proof on those charges against India. Let's quickly go over to Geeta Bohan joining us live for more on this. Geeta, we're looking at a growing cry for against the Prime Minister of Nepal. They're asking for his resignation. Here he holds in just a little while from now an emergency meeting with this cabinet to see if anything can be resolved, if there is a chance for him to continue as the Prime Minister. Tell us details on what grounds are the committee there, is the committee there and people demanding Oli's resignation.
Well, the fact that there has been a lot of intra-party fight between and among the party leadership, be it Prachanda, Oli, or for that matter, senior leadership that think that that Prime Minister Oli has been acting without consensus on many issues, particularly to do with the recent map decision and the way and the manner in which he's been handling the neighborhood issues that is specific to do with India-Nepal ties. And given the fact that in the last meeting that was held at the Prime Minister's residence, the leadership of other parties, particularly Prachanda himself, said that it is not India that is trying to ensure that his government is toppled and that he is defeated from the Prime Minister's position, that it is the leadership themselves who do not want him in that position anymore. It had become very precarious for Prime Minister Oli to continue, but amidst all the cry of demands of resignation from Prime Minister Oli, he went and met President Bidhya Devi and then came back and held a cabinet meeting. There are speculations that he was not present in the standing committee meet, but the cabinet meet, we are being told, is has just concluded. And while there was a lot of speculation on whether he's going to resign or not, it seems like right now he's not putting in his papers, but he might just end the parliament session which was underway, and that in itself is a huge decision because it's in parliament that he is facing a lot of tough opposition, not just from the opposition parties but from within his own political party, the parties that have come together and formed the government. So the coalition itself is now in dire straits, and now what we're looking at is, in all probability, Prime Minister Oli deciding on ending the session even before time, but there is no information or news coming in of him stepping down yet. He is holding on to, but there is no information or news coming in of him stepping down yet. He is holding on to his position, he's holding on to his seat. There was initially a decision that there would be seat sharing or power sharing between Oli and Prachanda, but later Prachanda said that, well, he can head the party and Oli can continue becoming remaining Prime Minister for 5 years. But now again in one of the meetings, Prachanda said he regrets the decision that he should have taken over as Prime Minister for the latter part of the Prime Ministership of Nepal.
Right.
Having said that, it is becoming very difficult for Prime Minister Oli to continue as Prime Minister of Nepal.
Looking
but
at his
when the decision
deficiency
of his resignation be taken is something we'll have to wait and see.
Right. Geeta, we're trying to cover up his deficiencies there. He's blaming India. What really prompted him to blame India as a reason to topple his government?
The fact that there has been a lot of acrimony between India and Nepal, if you see in the recent past, after the decision of the unilateral decision of changing the map of India-Nepal boundary by incorporating Limpiadhura Kala Pani and Lipu Lake, these are integral parts of India. As part of Nepal, things really have become tough between India and Nepal. And the accusations that have been leveled by Oli against India is that the Indian embassy over there has been indulging in meeting with all the other leaders in ensuring that particularly his government is toppled, or that he is defeated and that someone else takes over. These are accusations, and only at the level of accusations, because none other, forget about the opposition, none other than his own coalition party member, the other leadership of the coalition, Prachanda himself came out, that's Pushpa Kamal Dahal, came out and said that it is not India that is involved in ensuring that he stepped down, that it is a demand from within the coalition that he steps down, that within the political party, that the ruling party, for him to really step down. A lot of ministers and members of the standing committee also questioned the moral ground for Oli to continue as Prime Minister of Nepal. So very, very difficult time for Oli to keep continuing when he's lost the support and confidence of his own members of his party and ministers of his own party. We'll have to, again, like I said, wait and see whether if he puts in his papers or not. For now, it seems like he has dug in his heels. He went and met with the president of Nepal. But then again, you know, she's somebody who was instated as the president at the behest of Prime Minister Oli. So he went and met her, came back, held the cabinet meet. We do not really know. There is no clarity on whether he was there or not, but there is a decision that is likely to be to take place, and sources are telling us that it could very well be of ending the parliament session early.
Right. Geeta, do stay with us. Thank you very much for joining us with those details there. Oli receiving much flack from his own communities.